Hey guys, welcome back to my channel today. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A video. I know I did originally film it, but I didn't like the way it turned out, and so I'm doing it again, and I know I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks, and I'm sorry about that. I've just been so busy, and I've had my HSC trial exams, which I've been doing, and now that they're all over, I'm back on track and I can do what I want. And I can get back on schedule. So I'm just doing a Q&A today that I asked you guys questions on my Instagram, like, I think now a month ago. So, lol. But let's get into it. I have all the questions on my iPad because I'm filming on my phone, so yeah, I just logged into my Instagram on my iPad, and yeah, let's just get started. So the first question is, what is your star sign? So I feel like this is a fitting question to start off with. My sun sign is a Scorpio, my moon sign is a Taurus, and my rising is an Aries. So yeah. I don't really pay much attention, like, you know, I know what I am, but I don't, like, read horoscopes every day and stuff like that, but I definitely sometimes read them. I have the app Nebula on my phone, and I definitely sometimes read that, just to see what the day and how the day is going to turn out, and yeah. The next question is, are you planning on going to university? Not really. I've definitely applied for early entry. I actually applied today. I know it's very late to apply, but you don't have to have your applications in until September 31st, for like, I think it's round 3. Some of the courses. I have the courses here on this sheet of paper because I had to print out my confirmation of my application. I have the courses that I applied for on here. So I applied for 2 different unis, and I applied for 5 courses because that's what you can apply, or that's what would let me apply for 5 different courses. But I applied at UTS, which is University of Technology in Sydney, a Bachelor of Design in Fashion and Textiles, and a Bachelor of International Studies. And the second course I applied for is a Bachelor of Design in Fashion and Textiles, and a Bachelor of Creative Intelligence and Innovation. I don't want to do textiles. I'm not a sewer, but I definitely would have a job in the fashion industry, which we'll get into more later because there's a like career question in here. And then I also applied for Torrens University and applied for 3 courses there. I applied, which these 3 courses are more, if I was going to go to uni, I would do these 3 because it's not textiles. I applied for a Bachelor of Branded Fashion Design. I also applied for a Bachelor of Business / Bachelor of Branded Fashion Design. So that one's kind of like a dual degree kind of thing, I would say. And then I also applied for a Diploma of Branded Fashion Design, which I would most likely do because it's only a year, and yeah. And also I've been looking at one other institute, which is the Fashion Institute of Sydney, which I'm really looking into, and I would really love to go there. And with the courses, like a diploma or a Bachelor of Branded Design, you can be a stylist, you can work behind the scenes on runway shows, you can be a celebrity stylist, you can be a brand buyer, like, or a personal shopper for brands and stuff like that. You can have like your own column in like fashion magazines and fashion editors, or different things. You can work for like different fashion companies and like magazine companies, all that stuff. So there's a very wide array with what you can do. So, and fashion is really like the only interest I have if I'm going to go to uni. I don't want to do, like, there's nothing else that interests me. So yeah. Okay, the next question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? This is a good question. I would like to be living the dream. I definitely going back to the whole uni thing, I definitely want to be a model. So the reason I'm applying for those bachelor courses and diploma courses is I wouldn't go next year. I would defer for a year if I got in. Because I definitely want to be a model and do that as a career and be successful at it and stuff like that. And if I got with an agency next year, if it didn't work out or whatever, then I could go to uni and still do something in the fashion industry. So that's the whole plan with that. But my dream is definitely be a model, work in Australia, build a resume, like get connections and all that, and then move to New York and model in New York. And eventually, hopefully, the dream would be to be one of the top models, and be in like Vogue and all that stuff. So, where do I see myself in 10 years? I would love to see myself doing that. I would love myself to be in a committed relationship, living in New York, as I said. Yeah, that's where I really see myself in 10 years. In 10 years, I'll be, right now I'm 17 and I'm turning 18 in November. So I'll be 27, turning 28, which is really scary because I'll be in my late 20s, but, you know, yeah, so that's where I see myself. The next question is, what's something that you want to accomplish? Something that I want to accomplish is obviously be a successful model. If I was that, I would love to be in like Vogue magazine or like Elle magazine or something like that. One of those big magazines. I would love to work with high-end brands. I definitely want to do high-end fashion if I'm a model. Like Prada, Saint Laurent, Gucci, all of those brands I would love to model for. Definitely want to be, my first goal to tackle is to be in Australian Fashion Week. And then hopefully be in like New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week. So that's just some things that I want to accomplish. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about content creating? I would say my favorite thing is putting outfits together and styling. I love that. And going out and taking really cute photos and stuff like that. And just like having that creative mindset behind it. I would say the downside of that, oh, and working with brands. Working with brands is really fun. The only downside I would say with that is people don't really understand how lengthy that process is. Even without working without a brand, just styling, putting the outfits together, not just that, but going out, taking the photos. Plus on top of that, you sometimes spend like an hour editing just one photo. Because every photo is different. Every you know, by the minute, the lighting is changing. So you really have to edit every photo individually. And it can take up to like, I remember one photo, I went out and it took me 3 hours just to edit one photo. So I would say the only downfall is the lengthy process. The next question is, summer or winter fashion? Okay, I love winter fashion. I hate the cold. That's the only thing, but I love the fashion in winter. Fashion in winter is so cute, and I feel like it's very warm tony, like warm tones, like it's very, I don't know how to explain it. And you can also have like whites and blacks and like cool tones like that, but it's, I would say neutral all over, and I love that. But I love summer for like the neons and the pastel colors and all that stuff. For example, just this top that I got from Princess Polly. I love summer fashion. This summer I'm definitely a lot more vibrant with my fashion, and much more expressive with it. Definitely having coconut girl summer, hot girl summer. I really looked into this season what I wanted my summer to look like, especially with fashion. We're definitely looking at Pinterest and stuff like that and getting inspiration. And I really found my niche for this summer and I'm really excited for it, especially once we're out of lockdown. I'm so excited to go out. The next question is, what are some of your favorite brands to personally shop from? Some of my favorite brands to personally shop from, I used to love Shein, but I'm kind of off that Shein bandwagon now. Like, I don't really buy from there anymore. The last time I bought from there was probably like 2 months ago, which doesn't sound like a long time, but I used to make orders like every second week from there, because I think the fashion is so cheap from there, and the clothing, so it's so appealing to the eyes, and you can get so much shit for your dollar. But the problem is that it's also fast fashion, and it's very like unethical and unsustainable, so I'm kind of trying to veer away from that. And I know some of the brands that I still buy from aren't the best now, but it's still an improvement from Shein. So some of my favorite brands to buy from is definitely White Fox, Princess Polly, Naked Fashion. I also love Zara, as well as Glassons. There's so many others that I can't think of right now, but those 5 are probably the main ones that I buy from a lot. The next question is, what do you take your photos on? I just take my photos on my phone. Good tip is to make them clearer is take them on 1.8 zoom. I used to just take them like normally, but then when I saw a few other people do it and talk about it, I started taking my photos on 1.8 zoom, and now I'm obsessed with it. It's a little bit more zoomed in, but you can just take a few step backs, like whoever is taking the photos, to get, like, if you want a full body shot or whatever, and it just makes the photo really crisp. So I take all my photos on my phone. I have an iPhone 12, just a normal one, not the Pro or anything, so yeah. The next question is, how do you edit your photos? I edit my photos on Lightroom, and I also use Facetune too. Not to really like make myself look skinnier or anything, but just to like widen my teeth, widen like my eyes, and just make my brows a little bit sharper and show the definition in those features, if that makes sense. Okay, the next question is, what's your dream modeling agency to be in? My dream modeling agency to be in would be definitely Wilhelmina or IMG. The next question is, what is something that you're scared of? I'm really scared of the future, because you don't know what it holds, and you have all these dreams and aspirations, and you don't know if they're going to come true. So that's probably my biggest fear, because I hate the feeling of failure. I never want to fail at anything I do. So that's probably my biggest fear, the future. The next question is, how do you have so much confidence? I actually really don't have that much confidence. I act very confident. Even my friends would say, like, I'm a very confident person, but it's more of like a front, which I'm not saying that I'm fake. Like, I'm definitely fun to be around, and I like have fun and stuff like that, but definitely the confidence is kind of, when I'm around people, I'm more confident, but if it's around people that I don't know, I'm not confident at all, and it really takes me a long time to warm up to people. As well as, I don't know, I would say overall I'm more of like, this kind of goes into like if you're an extrovert or an introvert. I would say I'm an introverted extrovert. Like, I'm an extrovert around people that I know and love, and that I'm like, you know, they're extroverted around me. Where if it's someone new that I'm meeting, as I said, I'm very like shy, I'm not confident, stuff like that. So I would say my confidence is, I would say it's kind of a front, but I wouldn't say it is as well, because I feel like everyone's confident on social media because you're behind the screen. And it's also a highlight reel. Instagram's a highlight reel. You only post like what you look good in, or like your best. You don't post your lows a lot, and if you do, it's a very hard thing to do. So yeah. The next question is, do you want to get married? I don't know. I feel like I would love to have that fairy tale wedding. And I would love to get married, but also, I don't know, it's a very hard thing, because marriage is such like, once you do it, you do it. And the only way to get out of it is a divorce. So it's a very final thing. Like, yeah, you can get out of it, but it's a very like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. So I would love to, but I don't know. Like, I'm young, you know, I probably won't get married until I'm like in my 30s. I definitely put my career first before relationships, and that's what I'll probably that's what continually will happen throughout my 20s. I'm a very driven person, as I said. So yeah. The next question is, and the same person asked this as well, do you ever want kids, and if so, how many? I don't know. That's a question that I don't really have an answer. Yes and no, kinda. If I was to have kids, it's like if I was getting married, it would probably be in my 30s, because as I said, I want to focus on my career first and do everything and push and push and push and make as much money and have financial stability. And eventually my dream is to own an empire, like to have my own perfumes, colognes, clothing line, activewear, athleisure, swimwear for both men and women, like have a whole range, and you know, all of that if I was a model after my career with fashion. So I would say maybe yes, maybe no. The next question is, where's somewhere you would like to travel? Somewhere I'd like to travel is the Caribbean. I would love to go there for like a whole summer, just for like 3 months. Or like, it's basically hot weather all year round there, so like 3 months I would love to just lay there in the sun, like get away from Sydney or wherever I was living and just relax and, you know, just have fun and, I don't know, just have a retreat. The next question is, are you getting vaccinated? Yes, I am getting vaccinated. You might have seen it if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram. I got my first dose of Pfizer and I'm getting my second dose in October, so yay, that's exciting. The next question is, what is your workout routine? So I swap between 2 different workouts. Like every second day I do the different one. So the first workout I do is a minute by minute workout, which I saw on Instagram, and I started doing. It's basically like you set a timer for 20 minutes and you basically have a minute to do each exercise, and every 5th minute you have a minute break to get water or whatever. So you have, like, in the first minute you have to do 30 squats, second minute you have to do 25 push-ups, third minute you do 40 sit-ups, and then the 4th minute you do a minute plank. Or you can do like commando kind of plank, where it's like you start and like you go like that and you do 15 of those, like full up and down, 15 of those in the 4th minute, and then you have your minute break and then you repeat those 4 exercises 4 watts. The other workout I do is it's like a circuit workout as well, but it's not like a minute by minute. So there's 3 rounds and you have to do each round 3 times. So the first round is arms. So there is a plank, push-ups, and what's the third exercise? Commando. So you have those and you do each of them for 30 seconds. So each exercise is 30 seconds. Then the second round is legs. So you have 30 seconds of squats, 30 seconds each of left lunges, and then you do right lunges for 30 seconds as well. And then you have mountain climbers for 30 seconds. That's the second round. And then the third round is arms. So you just have normal, these ones, you have these ones, and you have out to the side for 30 seconds each. And you do each round of each exercise 3 times. The next question is gold or silver jewelry. I'm definitely a gold, but I also wear silver. I don't know, I mix and match all the time. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really, I do kind of have a preference to gold, but it's not really like a huge preference. The next question is favorite skincare products. My favorite skincare products are probably, my favorite brand, I would say, are Clinique and CeraVe. I feel like CeraVe is more of a cheaper, version of Clinique. They both are non-scented. You can get scented Clinique products, but I use non-scented because I have very sensitive skin. I used to get eczema like here on my eyes and on my nose. I don't get acne or pimples, but just with like eczema and like stuff like that. So I just use non-scented products. I use products that are like, you know, very infused with like organic and natural products. I don't know, just really organic kind of skincare products that I use. and I feel like Clinique and CeraVe are the best for that. Or I have used Dermalogica, which are also really good. The next question is, what are some of your favourite movies? Some of my favourite movies, I love The Sapphires, which is a Australian movie with Jessica Mauboy in it. And it's basically, it's a true story. There was this group in like the 60s, I think, that used to go to the Vietnam War, and they used to sing for the soldiers. And it's based around that. And it's a really cool movie, and I love the music in it. And I actually brought the soundtrack like on CD, and I listen to it all the time. And I also listen to it on Spotify. I also love the movie Rebecca, which is on Netflix. It's based in the 1950s, and it's really cool. I love it. It's originally a book, which I didn't know it was this old, but I was one day talking to my nan about it, saying, oh my god, I watched this movie, you need to watch it, I really think you would enjoy it. It's called Rebecca, like it's based in the 1950s or 40s, and like la la la. And she's like, I read that book in high school. I was like, it's that freaking old, what the heck. The next question is, what are some celebrities that you look up to? I look up to Paris Hilton. I like loved her in the early 2000s. Even though I was so young, I don't really remember her. But as I grew older and I watched her, I was like, she's iconic. But I would definitely say I look up to her more now as a businesswoman, because she is such an iconic businesswoman with how she like started off with just perfumes, and now she has like homeware, she has clothing, she has merch, like all this stuff, and like her perfumes alone have sold over $4 billion in sales. That's insane. You know what I mean? And I think she's so inspirational, especially with the documentary that came out last year, This is Paris, and it was all about her being abused at Provoking in school. No one ever knew that, and I think she's so admired now because she came out with her story, and it's helped so many other women who went through the same thing, or young men and stuff like that. So I definitely look up to her a lot more now. What are some current goals that you have? Some current goals I have is to do my HSC, obviously. That is in across November, December-ish. After that, I want to sort out what I'm doing, get with an agency for modelling, all that stuff, and do that. And I'm going to apply to like a million different agencies across Sydney. So I have like the best shot, and then like say if I get accepted into a few, I can, you know, read through the contracts and stuff and refine who I want to be with and see if the contract's what I want and see how good it is and stuff like that. So yeah. The next question is, how is your mental health going during lockdown? I would say 50%. Like, some days are really good, like today I'm feeling positive and stuff like that. Other days I go through it, but it's just the way it is right now. You know, I don't think anyone's mental health during lockdown is 100%, and you can't change that. You know, we are stuck indoors and really you can't do much, so yeah. The next question is, I've seen some of your TikToks about your ED and how you are now and coping with it, and also your Instagram posts. So if you don't know what ED stands for, it's basically eating disorder. How am I coping with it now? Every day is definitely a learning curve. You know, I've learned to, you know, grow and, you know, improve on my stability with it. I don't know, I definitely want to do a whole video on it, but there's definitely a fine line with how you talk about it, because, you know, you want to tell your story to help people, but you also don't want to tell your story and give them ideas if they're struggling with it, to do it themselves. So it's a very fine line, but I've learned, and with the help of my therapist, that you're never going to completely get over it. It's something that you live with. You can be clean from it for like 20 years and you can relapse. It's just something that you need to learn from and grow from, and, you know, get yourself into a headspace where, you know, if you feel like you're slipping away again, you know the resources that you have around you and the like ways that you can get help and like the ways that to stop that from happening. So, you know, there's definitely going to be slip-ups along the way. I even talked about in my post, like, you know, some days I relapse, and that's totally fine, you know, like, it's still, you know, coming out of this dark cycle that I was in, for like 2 years, so you can't expect to be fine overnight. So that's just what I've learned, but I definitely want to do a whole video on it, in the future, but I don't know when that will be. I think I'll probably wait maybe like another couple months until, you know, I'm fully comfortable with doing a whole video on it. The next question is, do you ever regret quitting dance? If so, why? I hate the word quitting because I don't say that I quit. Yeah, I did stop, but it wasn't something that I just threw away my talent overnight. It was a really toxic situation, and it wasn't healthy to be there, and I don't think it was healthy for anyone really in this, like, where I was dancing. As well as, you know, sometimes you have to put your own health first on top of that, so that's what I had to do, and I had to put myself before anything else, as well as going back to saying I don't feel as I quit and threw away my talent or anything like that. I hate when people say that because I danced from the age of 3 until this year, so I don't class that as like just throwing it away. It was a huge part of my life. Definitely learned so many lessons from it, from all of my dance teachers, and I'm so thankful to the amazing ones that I had. The next question is, do you regret anything in life? I'd like to say I have no regrets, but I definitely probably have some, but I can't think of any on the top of my head. But I try and live my life without regrets, because I feel like if you regret something, you're just holding on to it. And I feel like the best way to move on from something is learn and grow from it. And you have to let go of it and forgive yourself for doing it. The next question is, do you see yourself doing YouTube years from now? I don't know, that's a good question. I would like to keep on doing it, and say if I became a model and take the camera around my journey and show you guys what I'm doing, and show, like, not a day in the life, but show the journey that I'm going on and stuff like that. The next question is, do you want tattoos? If so, do you know what you want? I would definitely like to get tattoos. They definitely have to be meaningful. I don't get the point of getting a non-meaningful tattoo. I'm sorry if you're watching this and you have a non-meaningful tattoo. Like, you're probably going to regret it in 10 years, and then you're going to have to get laser or something in it all, otherwise you're stuck with it, because laser's expensive as fuck. So, more for you, but I'm sorry, but I just don't get the point of that. Like, I feel like it has to be meaningful to you. Never get someone's fucking name on you. Dumb decision. Like, imagine being a fool. But yeah, so I don't know what I want, but I definitely would like to get a few tattoos, or maybe one. But I feel like it's hard with the industry that I want to be in, because like they really like a clean face and like clean bodies. They don't really want like tattoos all over you and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'll probably wait until like I'm after my career or something. The next question is, what is your favorite alcoholic drink? My favorite alcoholic drink would be, I don't know, if it's like a cocktail, a strawberry daiquiri frozen, a mojito, a Malibu, is it sunrise or sunset? I can't really remember. I haven't been out in so long. I love tequila. Tequila is my shit. Hate vodka and scarred, like, bad memories. But tequila I can literally take a shot from and it's fine, like, I don't care. Yeah. What's your favorite place you've traveled to? My favorite place I've traveled to was probably Alaska. Loved Alaska. It was one of the most beautiful places on earth. I went on a cruise ship up there when I was like 10, and some of the little towns in Alaska were so cute that we visited. We saw a glacier fall into the water. It was so beautiful. We saw icebergs, we saw whales, all that. Next question is, what is your best memory? I would say traveling with my mum and my family. That's probably some of the best memories I've had with my mum and my dad and my nan. I've been to Canada, Alaska, America. I've been to New Zealand. I've been to Bali. I've been to Isles of Pines, Noumea, all that stuff. I've been to London, I've been across Europe. And another thing I love about traveling is like you get to experience the diverse culture of each country and the food and stuff. And like, I know sometimes it's really relaxing just to, when you're on a vacation, to just go sit by the pool or the beach and stuff. But I also love getting to know the culture and the food in that area of that country and stuff like that. Like, you know, I love doing those tours. I love going, say if you're in Bali or something, I loved going to the temples and all that. So, yeah. Okay, the last question I'm going to answer is, what's one thing you would change about yourself? I don't really know. I don't know what I would change about myself. That sounds low-key really cocky, but I don't mean that in a cocky way. I do love the way I look now. Definitely going with like the ED. I definitely still sometimes look in the mirror and I'm like, I don't like what I see, but overall I'm pretty happy and content with how I look now and happy with where I am at in my life. And I don't think I would really change anything. I know this was a long video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be back on track now. Don't stress. I got you. And yeah, also with kind of the rebranding of my channel, I definitely want it to be more personal. I still want to do hauls and stuff, but oh, hello. Sorry about that. I definitely want to show a more personal touch and open up more and just be more relaxed. Like, I don't want it to just be hauls and like fun and all that. I definitely want to, you know, just show my life. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch you girlies next time. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love yous. Bye.